Alright, good morning, good morning. We are back after last night. I took a sleep and now we're back to finish up the commentary. I'm not sure if I'm going to break this one into multiple parts as well. My upload is really slow, so breaking it down into hour, 2 hour chunks might be better for actually uploading videos. But anyway, let's get back into it with part 2 of a solo shard percent run on a 2x server. So when we left off, we had just set down our bench, finished using that book, and now we are headed over to Iron Cave. Apologies if you hear my cat in the background, she's been a bit of a nuisance this morning. So I know we have the PvP protection, so now's the time to go get all of our iron, all of our cotton. We want to kind of do this all in one big sweep. Either that or you want to get at least something cooking. But we do have stuff already at home, so I can't actually remember if I decide to come back after getting iron or not. But either way, we could grab the Grayson Waypoint, head up to Iron Cave. If you don't know about Iron Cave, it's a little kind of secret area. It's not that secret anymore, but it's a spot to get iron that isn't in the iron mine. It's kind of safer, but it also has its own set of danger to it. You need bear form to break in. So you come here, you break this wall. And then inside there's a bunch of iron nodes. The problem is, if you break the iron nodes fully, you're going to spawn level 50 iron golem, or not golems, I don't know, actually, elementals I think they're called. So the way to avoid that is you just basically kill 98% of the iron ore, and then you don't actually fully break it. So right now, on a 2x server, I get about 120 iron ore per node. With the idea being that hopefully I won't break a node if I only harvest 120. It doesn't always spawn an elemental, thankfully, but so right there, like 120 is kind of our goal. When you're higher level, you can come back and just break everything and then kill them, because the elementals also give you iron if you need iron later on. But for now, just kind of avoid those little rocks that look like they're not actually just rocks. And I just go around in a circle here. I don't know. I have to try to keep track of which ones I've hit and which ones I haven't. So, something I'm doing here is I'm like placing my cursor far to the left of where I'm going to be, because that thing in front of it is an element or an elemental. So I'll place it. I'll control where the swing is, so I'm not accidentally clipping the elemental as well. And on our first go, we want to grab right around anywhere from 1300 to 1700 iron. 1300 is enough to get you going for smithy and one iron weapon without forge floors. But having more is good, because in most live PvP servers, you really want to get pretty much all of the weapons that you can as soon as you hit iron. The most important ones being slashers, greatsword, spear, in my opinion. That's just for PvP purposes. Thankfully we don't end up using that too much this run, just because PvP is slow. But having the extra iron to be able to make all of these things, and then on top of that, you need it for stuff like prisons, you need it for artisan table, you need it for... it feels like everything. Iron is just one of those resources you never really have enough of. Which unfortunately does mean that this place that I'm in tends to be actually very contested. So in live servers you kind of have to be careful. I'm not sure how that one spawned. I don't think I've ever seen them just randomly spawn like that. What you can do though is you can kind of run them into the nodes yourself. They will break iron nodes for you. So if you kind of, you know, chase them around like kind of Toro whatever with them, they can break down the iron for you. But it's pretty scary, especially at a low level. They do a lot of damage. So anyway, we get about 1700 here. I think almost 1800 actually. Yeah, it looks like we decided to just go straight home. Oh, no we don't. We actually go to the monastery run, which makes sense. So for Scourge Stone Neck, which we are going to be progressing into very soon here, we need 12 Scourge Stone, and then we also need Grave Dust for random things. So we need Grave Dust for Wake Point, and actually I'm not sure if there's anything else other than the Way Gate we need it for, but we do need it for that at the very least. So a Dunley Monastery run here just kind of solves all of those problems. There are four containers that are there every single time. There are 2 on this side. Pretty much just run through, take all, like hide around to the back here, dash once, do a counter, and we'll form. Unfortunately, I actually kind of get messed up here a bit. I've never had this many problems with a Dunley run, but the Holy Radiation can't kill you. So you can just run at 0 HP here. As long as you don't take damage from any other sources, you won't die. This is really dangerous on a PvP server, but again, I have PvP protection, so I don't mind doing this with all my iron and stuff on me, as people can't come up and just, you know, touch me and I'll fall over. Just get glass here, and gems and stuff, but I see I get my 12 Scourge Stone and 18 Grave Dust, so that is plenty, so I decided to get out of here.
My blood reserves run low.
I don't know if I really needed to heal up there. Again, no PvP possibilities makes it kind of like meh, but it's good to have it. I went on a live PvP server, especially with this many people in it, to make sure you're at full health, or at least close to full health at pretty much all times, especially if you have like a giant inventory of stuff on you. It is worth normally the extra couple seconds to just top yourself off. Because you never know if like an archer's gonna hit you or something, and then if you die and your corpse is just laying around, someone might just happen to walk by before you can get back there and take all your stuff like I did earlier in this run. Yeah, so we go home. We want to get iron cooking. That takes time. I think I also set up maybe forged flooring here. I can't remember, but I do know that I end up getting it this run, which is very, very helpful. If you don't know, flooring of the same type will reduce the cost of everything by 25%, which doesn't sound like too much, but it really adds up over the course of a full run like this.
You're the trash, and I'm the shovel.
Yeah, once again, always park in the shade. Thankfully, we don't have to deal with this for too long, as we're gonna finish walling in our house. But for now, I just slapped down a brazier. Bear also gives some sun resist, which is why I swapped into it, but I probably didn't even need to.
This will not work.
It's interesting here, I find out that if you put an entrance in the wooden palisade entry, it still counts somehow as a closed off room, which seems weird to me. I feel like it shouldn't, but hey, whatever. Alright, so we have it closed now, so now I just I grab everything out of the thing and I take it, I put it outside. I always have like my waygate normally outside, and then I keep a brazier next to it running at all times with just stuff. So right now we're kind of getting that set up, trying to get the floor outside, because I think at this point that I want to expand and have more space, but we end up kind of just dealing with the space we have instead of expanding, because yeah, I didn't really feel like actually expanding more. But I waste some time here doing some housekeeping. Around the waygate. I remember I had grinded some gem dust earlier, and then just need some more blood essence, which I normally just always keep in the heart. I know I said this last time, but also, I mean, keep in mind for this time as well, right? Your essence, the amount that you have, is always going to be kind of tight on live servers. The decay is almost always heavily ramped up, so make sure you don't go into decay on accident if you log out for a night after your first time playing in. So I see you have like 130 something coins. I think about trying to go find some forge flooring. So I think that's what I do here. I dump everything and try to go look for some forge flooring. If you have PvP protection, it's a great time to like be constantly checking merchants, but after that, it starts to get a little sketchy because people do like to either camp them, or also they'll need to be there, and then you can end up running into PvP a lot of the time. And then if you lose, you're gambling basically all of the coins that you brought with you, so gotta be careful. I ended up making my coffin and doing some quest stuff. Getting Dominate Human done and having a prison ready to go in case you see blood at some point is always good to get done. That said, you need to kill Vincent to get the actual prison itself, but it's at least just having the thing done is good. Again, it's just housekeeping things that need to happen. You don't really need a servant coffin if you're not planning on having servants, so I just dismantle it, save my GBE, because GBEs are expensive right now until we have Tristan dead. Until then you don't actually have the just blood essence into GBE or SB. Kind of floundering on like what to do here, so I end up going and grabbing forge flooring. Right now the other options I could be doing is killing Beatrice and getting cotton. That would have a significantly higher priority on the live wipe, but this is again a couple days late into this wipe, so I'm not as stressed about trying to fight cotton. Also, I'm solo, which means I don't actually need like a full like double set, which does make it significantly easier. Because as a duo, it's actually pain trying to get enough cotton for 2 people. In here, I have 136 coins, which makes me really sad because I was gonna pick up alchemy lead flooring or enchanted brew. Both of those are worthwhile to pick up if you're sticking in a server any longer than literally just a day. And even if you're not and you have the coins, it's worth picking up. But because they cost 70, I don't have enough for forge flooring if I buy them. So we swing over, we go check the other one. Go check the grace inside. So this is another reason why having both these waypoints is really good, because you can check both vendors at any point in time. The only annoying part is I would check both vendors for whatever you're looking for before you buy stuff. Otherwise you're going to be not able to teleport. Always check horses just in case, but we have kind of the goat horse, so I don't think we're going to have any I mean, I know we don't end up changing his horse out the entire run, but I don't know why I'm going up here. We can't teleport with forge flooring. Let's meep again. Thankfully, we're pretty darn close to home. I was kind of looking for Meep. I was like, where did Meep even go? I kind of wanted to scare him here. He's running around in wolf form and I'm in horse, or on a horse, but because he swung at me earlier on, but lost him. So, no dice. Something I should be doing is going actually through this copper camp whenever I'm here and looking for better blood. Like, right now I can't prison it, but even if it's just like a 50 or 60 plus rogue or something, it would be hugely helpful for whenever I decide to actually fight later on. Because I know I'm going to Beatrice, so having a movement speed blood that isn't 2% creature would be very, very, very useful, but that's okay. So research our forge flooring, and now we need to actually get the room set up for it. Or maybe I actually just head to Beatrice. I guess I do. Oh, I don't think I actually have enough bricks and planks right now to set up the full room. What are we doing? Goodness. So indecisive in this run. It's funny, like, I thought this run was a lot cleaner, now, now that I'm looking back at it, it's like, not so much. A lot of time to be saved, even on these runs, but that's okay. Alright, I guess we are heading to Beatrice now. So we let the iron just cook. It is at least closed in, so we are getting 25% refine rate, which is good. Forge floor would help. We do kind of end up getting a little short on iron. I think we do kind of some like half runs throughout the time, but for now, we just head over to Beatrice. Beatrice is kind of a pain. As she is just, I mean, if you've killed her before, you know. Otherwise, she's basically just a non-boss that runs away from you the whole time, and there's just a bunch of mobs in the area that want to attack you. So I see Christina here, which is pretty annoying. Just say, yeah, whatever, I'll just run past her. But her guards decide to break down that wall. You can't actually fit behind this house. And thankfully they all do reset. I wasn't sure if they were going to there or not. It was gonna be annoying. During this time I am looting for wool thread as much as possible. Wool thread, cotton, whatever. I decided to pick up this 20% worker blood because it's 20% and I think he like just respawned there. I don't even know how that happened. But so there's Beatrice, you sprint around like a chicken with her head cut off. So now we just kind of get to play chase the birdie with all of the mobs in the town, which is always just super fun. But yeah, looting all of these, killing the people inside for the wool thread. Very, very good. As we need 32 wool thread for a full set of Hollow Fang, and getting that any other way, the only other like decent way that we do end up using is the Dudley lumber mill, or not lumber mill, farmer's market. And the farmer's market boxes are actually the most cracked stuff that exists, I think. They're very, very good. I am so surprised that Christina aggro's there. That shit is wild to me. I just finished kind of looting. We get some more wool thread. Cloth is also very good for tier 3. You're almost always going to have a shortage of cloth, so if you see it, try to pick it up. I just said go ahead and just kill some of the stuff off. The less mobs that are in the area, the easier it is to kill Christina. But that said, the slower it is, then you have to clear everything. I really should have taken that 37 creature blood. I didn't think I'd really need it that much, but that extra move speed at Christina, or yeah, at Christina would have been really nice. I was trying to figure out what type of blood that was the whole time. For some reason, it just like wasn't popping up. It was brute, so I don't want that. Again, I'm just looking for something with good movement speed right now. I'm like, alright, whatever, let's just kill Beatrice. If I'm not PvP protected, I'm not using ulti here. Because this is a hot zone as well, so you're gonna end up running into people a lot of the time, and having your ulti is pretty important for surviving PvP. Whether it's either you want it to run away or you want it to combo someone out, whatever, right? Yeah, you can see like I end up losing her after about 3 autos every time if I don't have Blood Rage up. Yeah, see, like I'm already just behind and then I have to dash. Thankfully XQ is a pretty good gap closer. Mace Q is also really good for this, which is why I actually prefer Mace for T1 clearing, because you have a ton of iron you have to clear and whatnot, but it's also, I think, a lot better for PvP than axes are. When you don't have your E, the Mace Q just feels significantly better, but either way, we're chipping away at her. That's all you can do. We got pretty lucky. There weren't really many fire archers through this whole time, except for this one literally right here. So we just get out of here as soon as possible. I don't even bother looting. Just that gaggle over there, just, I'm good. Also early, I try to limit the amount of time I'm away from my horse when I don't have it dominated, because anyone can come up and just take it. Try to find different spots to hide my horse where it's less in an obvious position. You could save some time by just riding your horse straight up to where you're trying to go, but if you lose your horse because you put it in a very obvious spot, it hurts. It hurts. Alright, so now we get cotton. Axes are significantly better than mace for collecting cotton because of its Q. If you have iron weapon, getting the iron mace, or the iron axes, it goes insane for cotton because the E will full clear everything it hits. Mace is abhorrently bad for cotton collecting in comparison. Neither of its abilities will actually hit the cotton at all, so there is some trade-offs there. Whereas Mace is like really good for material farming because it does 25% more damage. So for all of your iron collection, it's going to be 25% faster. For cotton, it's so much slower with a mace. So there are upsides and downsides to each. Axe is worse for PvP, but significantly better for cotton farm. But that said, I only need like I already have almost 1,300 cotton. You only need like 3 patches total. I ran by a torch guy there, something to keep in mind. If you see them near the actual cotton field, make sure you kill them or that they toss their torches elsewhere. If a hint of fire catches these cotton fields, it will burn the entire thing. Like it will spread the entire way through and just obliterate all the cotton, which is a very sad time. I've had happen to me a few times in runs. I don't like looting all of the houses in these areas because garlic stacks are really, really bad and really annoying. It slows down your prog significantly, but these 2 houses, since there's 2 of them, I do like to just hit real fast. And they also can have like up to like 3 containers each, so if they have an additional chest in them, which they don't always, but in this one they don't, but it is definitely worth getting. You get some cotton, you get some wool, you can get some wool thread. I think we're gonna send a farmer's market run here. I'm not 100% sure, or maybe I just go cave. Can't remember exactly where we're heading next. Looks like we're in a cave. Oh god, I forgot about this. Okay, so Bane will destroy Jade if you have them close to each other. So if I see a Jade and a human next to each other, I'm always gonna check to see if that's Bane. And this one it actually was, which is huge. If I actually got the Jade suck off, but you'll see what happens here. A little bit of tragedy strikes. So I'm just chilling in bear form because I still want my garlic stacks to go down, and garlic does get reduced by like faster by the amount of garlic resist you have, and bear has inherent garlic res, so having your bear go is definitely worth it. I try to get away from here because I know if Bane goes into his ad phase, he could aggro to me. But I'm worried because of how fast he's killing Jade. I'm like, oh my god, am I gonna miss her? And then I end up aggroing the ads anyway. I'm like, okay, let me make sure I'm in Jade's aggro range. I don't want her to just reset. I'm a little worried about her resetting, so I'm like, okay, let's go wolf form. I hear the attack, so now all of the ads are on Jade, which is perfect. I'm really, really worried that my horse is gonna die here. But I see Jade is low as hell, and then I die. I think I wolf jumped in front of a arrow that was headed for Jane, or for Jade, and then I think just another one right afterwards followed up and just both pop. All good though. I'm pretty close. I'm a little worried that someone's gonna come around and take all of the cotton that I just gathered. So I'm like really trying to get back as fast as possible. But I haven't seen too many people roaming around Dunley, so I think I'm pretty safe right now. The only problem is things start getting a little hectic. I get fire archers from the back. I see that Jade is actually up here, and I'm like, okay, maybe I can run away and reset. I thought Bane was about to come run me down, so that's why I kind of turn around that way. I'm way more concerned about cotton than I am about actually sucking Jade's blood. So I really want to go pick up my stuff as soon as possible. I'm like, okay, everything's still here. Now let's try to get Jade. I'm like, okay, he's in his ad phase, perfect. Let's just walk over, and I'm like, okay, well, alright, let's try to get it, and I die. I'm like, okay. This isn't looking great. But I am closer this time, so I'm like, okay, we're actually closer, this is fine. I somehow am still burning after death. I've never seen that before, where I burn literally through the death animation. Thought that was kind of a weird bug. I'm like, okay, I really want to get this Jade suck off. Hopefully she doesn't despawn. So that would be really annoying if that's the case. And then I get here and I see Jade has died. So I think someone else has sucked her. Thankfully I get all my stuff back. I'm like, okay, I don't see anybody. So I think it was actually she just took damage or something. I don't actually know why she despawned so fast. Maybe they just all hit her. I really am not sure. So unfortunately we don't get the actual the blood, so we don't get pistols, which I was really hoping to get early. It was early iron pistols was gonna be sick. But we do get a Merc Iron Sword recipe, which Jade does give a guaranteed weapon Merc Iron recipe every time, which is another reason why it's so good. Again, I'm way too low leveled and I have 58 garlic stacks right now, so I wasn't trying to kill Bane or anything. I was just gonna try to let Bane kill Jade for me for free. I've done a lot of research on Bane and trying to find actual timings on live servers where if you go from server start where he might be next to another boss to try to get him to use him to kill stuff, because he is probably the most overtuned boss with his ad phase, where other bosses that fight him just can't deal with that many ads, so they just fall over, no matter pretty much the level. But he doesn't really have a set pathing. I talked to the devs about this, and they basically said, quote, Bane goes where he wants, and I tried to ask for more information on that. I was like, hey, is there like any details you can give on that? And they pretty much said no. So, unfortunately, there's not too much I could do there. I see we're like pretty much down bad on Wolf Red. Somehow we only have 6, because I'm trying to make 2 looms. I'm like scrounging trying to find any other ones, but I don't think we have any at all, which is just wild to me. I've never had this bad of a problem with Wolf Red normally when I do like the full loot for Beatrice loop and stuff, so cleanse on Blood Rage is at least very interesting to me. I'm not sure if I like would take it over the shield right now. I don't think I end up doing so this run, but it might be worth it. I'm really not sure. It's good if you're fighting someone who has freeze on them, but I mean, I don't know, just how many people are you fighting that's gonna run freeze right now? Alright, so we've dumped everything. Now we need to go do a farmer's market run, because we need Wolf Red terribly. And this is probably, not probably, it is the best way to get Wolf Red early, in a wipe. There are 2 different like runs that I tried to do, like kind of passively through runs, like through full sections, is a monastery run, where I'm collecting all the Scourge Stones I need for whatever purpose. Later on it's for Ghost Crystal, and early on it's for a Scourge Stone neck. So I'll throw those in whenever I think about it, like whenever I need it. And then the other one is this Farmer's Market run, which sorts pretty much all my cloth and Wolf Red needs. See, like I've already got an 8 cloth, which 12. I mean, it's so good for cloth. And you need probably around like 100 for your full Dawnthorn set if you don't have Taylor's Flooring. So, and there's just no other good drop rate source of it. Again, this is a hot zone, so if you're coming, don't bring much, and be prepared to dip fast if you need to in PvP zones. But again, I have PvP protection for another 13 minutes, so I'm like, alright, sweet, let's abuse it, go to every hot zone possible. Worry less about, like, I'm really trying to worry less here about, like, okay, I really want to be efficient with my, like, base and cooking stuff, and, like, worried about, like, getting home and getting my 2 looms going. Like, I really want to try to abuse the end of my, PvP protection timer. Yeah, like, I mean, these boxes just shit out Wolf Red and Cloth, which is perfect for everything we need. I was really surprised that guy aggroed. I think it's garlic. Garlic makes it so things aggro a little bit farther than they normally do. So, unlucky. I see someone asking here about where the silver coin shops is, which is exactly where I'm at right now. It's the farmer's market, and I'm a little worried. I was like, oh god, don't show up to farmer's market right now, please. I think I actually end up seeing somebody here. Yeah, right there. See, someone's walking out there. I was like, hey, wait a minute. Guy's got 99 worker blood on him right now. You get books here too on occasion from these, and I was a lot of the time you get like upgraded amulet, or you get the like armor pieces from tier 2 books, and that's what I really thought I got there, and I was really excited, and I think it was fireplaces that I got instead. It's a little depressed. So you don't need too many of the like big upgrades to get through into tier 3 and go kill Angora, but it really does help if you have them. Something I should have done here is I should have put my Wolf Red up onto my bar to see how much I had, like while running, so I could know when I'm good to dip. But I have 24, which isn't quite enough. I need 8 more, and then I think I have 2 at home. And then I do actually get the book for the upgraded necklace, which is big. That was one of the biggest pickups from this run. It's a fairly easy recipe. It's 4 regular topaz and I think a greater blood essence. Or no, it's glass. It's just glass. with those topazes, and it's very free pretty much. See, if I if I had cleansed there, I wouldn't have been snared anymore when I blood raged, but it's all good. That's why I was like, there are a couple times where a cleanse on blood rage would be really nice, but for now, it's all good. So I cave out of here. I am frail, so I'm also kind of like on the lookout for blood as I go around everywhere. Again, on these runs, sorry. Movement speed is king, so creature, rogue. But if you're like worried about PvP, warrior is very good. Brute is aggressively okay, and then mutant is just terrible. Hopefully they'll change blood setups in 1.0, which coming in May. Be exciting. So goal here now, get a second loom up, get all of our wool cooking. We want to get that going and get D2 rolling as fast as possible. But at the end here, we're going to be, I think, level 41 iron weapon and full hollow fighting, which is a pretty good spot to be in. Again, we're going to abuse Bear's health regen here, and then also its reduction on my garlic stacks faster. It's just worth being in bear form for this stuff. I have just enough already made for my tailoring bench, which is great. We can get that down. Move my coffin outside. There's no downside to having stuff outside. People can't like come by and break it. Unless you're in, I don't think there's many servers that allow that. But just make sure you know what server you're in and like what people can and can't do for you, like against you. I don't think I actually ended up getting enough full thread on that run, but we did get pretty damn close, which is good. I think we ended up doing one more farmer's market run later. But again, I normally don't have this many problems with wool thread, so I am really surprised that it went this poorly. Okay, now that I have my smithy down, please tell me we actually get our forge floors going. I'm almost certain we do. So I start trying to make some space. Yeah, this is what's happening. I'm doing this the most scuffed way to start. I know a better setup for a 2x2 for grinders and sawmills. Sure what exactly I'm doing here. Oh, okay, so I want to put the sawmills in the back to start. That's what I was trying to do. And then I'm going to put the grinders up front. I find out later that that is a terrible idea. I can't remember exactly why, though. Oh, I remember why. Because I normally put entrances on both of these. So on a 2x2, I put entrances on both of the doors. And with the grinders being positioned the way they are, the entrances are terrible for this. So you want to just kind of swap where these things are around. So you put the grinders in the back, and then the lumber mills in the front. And then the two entrances on the 2x2 there, and then it allows you to just walk in nicely and I don't have to worry about it. But for now, I don't think I really worried about it too much. I noticed that I don't have any, pretty much any stone brick at all, so I'm like, god damn it, I need more stone again. You always need more stone in these runs. You never have enough. Because again, to make a room, you need the walls and stuff, so I'm like, okay, well, I need all this stuff. I need planks. Start tossing stuff in, getting them at least cooking. We have a lot of planks already, so I'm not too worried about those, but the stone bricks we are down bad on right now. I'm considering making a weapon right now, but again, I want to get my forge floors down to make it 25% cheaper, because I want basically every iron weapon that exists, so making it cheaper really helps out, especially since we use planks for the weapons. See, this is what I mean by like the entrance is terrible, the grinders being right there. So I have to refund this and then fix it. So instead I use the same rotation where the two grinders face each other, and then we have the mills out front. I actually normally scoot them, I think I do this a little later, where instead of putting them fully to the wall, I scoot them in a little bit so the pathing is a little easier. Because like right now you can kind of see how like the edge is kind of like blocking me. So I pull them into where like the entrance to the sawmills is a little more square with the door. And again, you don't even really need to do that, especially since I already had the entire castle closed in. But since I am making forged floors, I need to encircle the furnaces and smithy anyway, so that's kind of the wall I'm making right now. But since I don't have workshop flooring, like there's no real need to have that squared out, but it is a nice 2x2 section for your workshop, and it makes it really cheap to get your workshop floors down. So killing Grayson isn't like, it's not that much of a time loss, and if anything, because of how many like planks and stones you're going to be using throughout like actually building your house, if you're planning on doing like raid defense and you're sticking around like for a while on the server, it is super worth to go get Grayson down. Again, for this run, I am trying to just optimize just to get a winged horror shard down as fast as possible. So I cut things like Grayson and Clive and stuff like that until like a lot later. For me, if I was doing an actual live run for the shard, I'd probably get the shard and then probably actually go straight to Grayson. Grayson would be the thing I do right after the winged horror, because I know from that point my plan is no longer to care about prog and killing bosses. It is to set up a raid that's actually viable to defend the shard, right? Because right now the base that we have is not viable to defend the shard. It's pretty much impossible to defend against the golem in this kind of area, especially if there's two people. But that said, right, I am a solo. The odds I hold onto a shard anyway is pretty brutal. Playing in a duo server, but if you can use and abuse a shard like day one of a server to get yourself to 83, that alone is still a pretty big bump in your like time save if you just have the shard. Like say your day one goes and your raid time is, I don't know, the first 2 hours of like a wipe. No one's gonna be raiding obviously, but then you have 24 hours until the next raid time. That's a great time to just try to rush out a shard and then use and abuse it for that entire day to carry yourself through like Silverlight to get to 83 and whatnot. Yes, this is what I mean here. I bring them in just like one tile in, and then that kind of lines up their entries and exits a lot easier. Alright, so I got the grinders going. Had some more stone in there. Yeah, see now it's like super easy to get in and out. This definitely isn't my best forge setup that I've ever done in my life. It's a lot longer than I'm normally used to anyway. I don't know why I ended up choosing this setup, but it's fine. Aggressively fine. It's not good, but it's whatever. I see I'm pretty down bad on copper ingots. I'm hoping that I have a bunch sitting around. And now I'm starting to panic, realizing that I don't in fact have any copper ingots sitting around. I'm like, okay, let's go find some copper. Like, you know what? No, we need a horse. We have 2 minutes. I'm like, also, I don't particularly want to be out and about with all of my stuff, but it's fine. Oh, at this point, I start seeing in chat that somebody is just hard camping Silverlight and just ganking lobbies. It's just kind of part of the server, part of PvP. People are gonna do it. It sucks. It's tilting, but it's nice that people bitch about it in global, because then I know where not to go. So I just kind of keep it on my radar for now, because obviously we're nowhere close to Silverlight. But you'll see as we get actually closer to going into Silverlight, they are in fact still camping Silverlight, which again, it's the end game zone, so like I don't blame them, especially when this server is a no wipe server. Like it came up only I think a week ago or something like that, but still, right? It's a 2x server. You can be 83 in a day if you're just blasting hard enough. 84, 83, whatever. Like you can have a legendary and full Dawnthorn or not Dawnthorn, Blood Moon, whatever, like the whole shebang. Like day one, it's very doable. So I don't know what the hell you do at the end if you're not like, because this is a raid weekend only server, and again it's Tuesday, right? So what the hell do you do until raid time comes up when you're 84 already? I mean, I guess get ready for raid time, but once you've done that, I mean, then what? So I don't blame them for just trolling around Silverlight and killing people who are trying to prog. I actually just completely understand it. There's just nothing else to do in the game right now for endgame. They could maybe go hunt legendaries, they can go get some more Onyx tiers, they could go get whatever, but it's like if I already have that stuff, right? Then what? Pretty sure I still need more copper here, but I'm kind of just down bad. I'm not exactly sure what it is I'm looking for. Blood essence. Oh, that's right. Yeah, for forge flooring, I need the blood essence. I'm surprised at how fast things refine. Even just on 2x, I'm like, holy crap, all this like copper is basically done already. Just start grabbing out all of the excess. Because again, this is like probably 2 additional ingots that I wouldn't have otherwise. And as it turns out, I need that one last ingot, so it works out. I need some more stone brick too. But thankfully we have that going.
This will not.
I meant to check this, if whether or not having a heart down counts as like any floor piece, but either way, we have to move the heart out, I think. I'm not actually 100% sure if I even needed to do that. So forge floor's down. Now I can start making weapons. I'm like, beautiful. I do end up making the sword here. I normally don't, but because we have Merg Iron Sword recipe, I end up cooking it. Sword is probably my least used weapon for, especially for PvP. Not that it's not good. Its E is a really good gap close. It combos into things really, really well. You can either take the E super late, and there's some funky timings you could do with stuff, or you can literally just walk up to where they're falling, and you can spear Q them, and it's pretty much guaranteed. Actually, I think it is guaranteed. I think it's a true combo. So there's a lot of actual very good uses for it. I just Q goes through barriers as well, so like if someone's using Bloodright, you can just Q them and still do damage while they're just channeling Bloodright. It is a good weapon. I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of it. And also, I just running out of keybinds. It's the last weapon that I decided to learn in like V Arena, so it's on G right now. So if you look at my bar, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, F3, F4, which are not actually the actual F3, F4 keys. They're my mouse keys. ZV and then G, and G is my last weapon that I learned, and I only picked up that recently. That's sword. So others might tell you that sword is like super mandatory, very very good for PvP, but I don't think you really need it in comparison to all the other weapons. I'm a little concerned about raid times. I don't actually remember if this is like a daily, a weekend raid server. I think that's another reason why I'm like hard focusing on clearing everything and getting stuff set. But I know I am getting into that time frame where it's like, okay, raid time could be happening anytime now. So I'm a little stressed. But I get all my weapons, just super nice. I have a setup that I use in V Arena, and I try to keep them at the exact same for like every time. My mouse button keys, I never remember which is which. Yeah, so now I see it's 7 to 9 Saturday, Sunday. I was like, okay, we're safe. I didn't need to do any of this shit. So, but it's fine. It's good to like, I mean, this is good for if I'm in a normal server, like in a normal PvP server, I'm gonna do this stuff anyway, right? So It's worth doing. I need more wool thread. I don't know why I'm just sitting around. I start memeing in chat instead of going in and getting wool thread like I should be doing. If you don't know how PvP death timers work, there's a 3-minute debuff in between your death times when you're in combat with in PvP, and it'll extend your death timer each time you die within that 3-minute window. It's for raiding to make sure that like if people are killing you consistently in a raid, that you aren't just able to constantly respawn in a 30-minute window or 30-second window. I explained that here too. Again, I should be chatting less and just blasting, but I'm kind of just chilling with this run. I'm not like super sweating. But PvP protection has dropped now, so we are able to be fought. But that said, now that I have mace, axe, spear, I feel pretty confident in PvP at this point that I'm like at least functional, right? I'm not, you know, in the world's best spot, but I'm feeling okay. Sword's really nice for breaking down stuff like this, collecting grass. It's really fast stuff. It's a 47 worker. I probably should have taken it, but meh, it's fine. Remember, worker gives mounted speed, and since I am doing a lot of running around on the horse, it is effectively a movement speed buff. I guess I see that I got enough wool thread, so I get out of here. I'm not trying to do full runs now that I don't have PvP protection anymore. We're basically just out and about trying to do the thing I can. This is where I auto run and like I'm trying to type at the same time and I get stuck. But this is what I was talking about earlier about how you can just click auto run and just kind of go somewhere and then do whatever you need to do while you're auto running. Always abuse the :3. That's how you get people to help you out. I'm pretty sure I stumble into a Lydia here. Yeah, I do. This gets really like weirdly hectic. I'm confused what Benito means for where y'all at, because I'm not trying to like, I don't know if they're asking like where am I at? Like yeah, whatever. I'm just salty. Get some damage down. I'm just trying to kill Lydia as fast as possible at this point, because I think that guy's trying to let me, like Benito's trying to let me touch his heart. Because getting my mount dominated to the point where I don't have to worry about it dying would be such a huge advantage. Alright, Lydia's down. Alpha's gonna die after the Lydia pop, so it works out. Obviously I don't need Alpha here, but he's at least stops hitting me. And then I get snapped over to Garraway's house. I'm like, oh, my man. Like, okay. This is not what I expected at all for to happen, but I will take it. I am mildly shitting myself right now that my horse is out in the open. I'm envisioning me doing this and then just having someone walk up and take my horse right now after all of this anyway. I realize I put that in global, and again I'm like, oh my god, my stuff is all there, and then things open. I was like, please man, please send me back. I'm like, definitely not there. Haha, don't look there, guys. Hee, haha. Please don't take my horse. I was like, please, my horse. But then it's like, no, it's fine. I'm like, okay, should I just leave? Should I just walk out? Should I just take the cave and exit? And I see him go, and I'm like, okay, he's probably over there somewhere. I was like, I can't ping it for him because we're not in a duo. I'm like, there's literally nothing I can do other than just like randomly describe it. So hopefully he gets the gist. And then I'm like, just sitting here like, did he just leave me here? And I'm just like stuck. Like, okay, I guess I'll just try to walk out. Maybe there's an exit somewhere. I don't even know. And then I immediately get snapped over. I'm like, you know what? This is good enough. Thank you. Am I on local? Oh, thanks, Caraway. Cool admin. His server's pretty poppin'. You guys should check it out. He's trying to do like endgame events and stuff. I think they're gonna do like shard rewards where they're like resetting shard based on PvP events and stuff to try to mix it up so it's not just raiding and killing the shard bosses first on the wipe to like chooses who gets the shards. So if you like that kind of thing, I would recommend checking the server out. I see my horse and Wolf is still here. I'm like, thank God, dominate it. Give me this horse. I never want to lose it. I go, okay, life's good. Life is good. Because now the horse can't die. It can't be taken by somebody and just, it's just a weight lifted off my back. I even on these runs, if I didn't have him give me that, I would have done the same thing anyway. I would have tried to get a level 4 heart myself. It's not too expensive. It's a little annoying. It's dark silver radium and reinforced planks and glass, but it's pretty viable, and it's very worth getting done. So basically, as soon as I kill Ziva and can make radium, I'll get a level 4 heart first. It's like one of the first things I do. Actually, I don't think it's dark silver. I think it's just radium and a primal. Now that I'm thinking about it. But either way, we don't find out in this run because I just don't need it. Alright, so make my Hall of Fame boots. And now it's just over to Leandra, I'm pretty sure. The next play. Oh yeah, I want to make a saddle, but thick hide is in short supply right now. I have like no oil. I'm just kind of start moving shit around at this point. The base gets pretty hectic by the end. It's anybody with an actual like organization brain would probably scream if they had to use this base for any long period of time. Gotta hit him with the classic. Insert duck emoji here. Alright, so I'm just dumping stuff. I'm kind of taking my time right now. Really good reason, to be honest. Where the hell do I put this leather and blank? It's fine. I'm feeling lost right now, if I remember correctly. I'm like, I don't know what the hell to do. Like, I want my saddle, and I think getting my saddle is worth it. But also, I just need to kill time to do that, and I don't want to just be killing time. I want to be actually doing something. I see I have all the books. Like, I need to kill Maja soon. I need to get the study going. Alright, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go kill Leandra and Maja. Oh, you know what? I think actually... I don't know what I do. I do need to kill Krieg at some point. Krieg Meredith is definitely mandatory at some point in the run. But I do like waiting until I have a Scourgestone necklace to go into Iron Mine. Iron Mine can be really hot on PvP like wipe starts, or just really in general. It can be pretty hectic. And having that extra gear score really makes it safer. Landra's pretty annoying. I like waiting till 41 at minimum, pretty much. Just Hall of Fang Iron to kill her. It's not like that she's annoying. The problem is with clearing up to her. So being low gear score here really will hurt your time just because of how long it takes to clear to her. You can run all the way to the back here with your horse, jump off, and reset like 90% of the ads. But it's so good for mob clearing. Its Q is insane. It has so much movement, so much range. Axe E goes insane as well for mob clearing, so I like kind of using them both, but if I'm just going to stick to one, it's probably going to be either Ace or Axe or Mace. Either one is fine. The in cap on that is insane. It also does so much AoE damage. Like if you have a bunch of mobs in a line, the axes just shred. I was so happy with how fast I killed this mage. And that in cap was so nasty. I hit the mage close to me, and then I also in capped one in the back. I was like, damn dude, I'm cracked. I'm goated. And I immediately take a mage, just an auto attack anyway, lose some health. Like, alright, maybe I'm not that good. I don't exactly know how these skeleton dudes work, like when they summon their skulls and stuff. I know they'll like do it until they're like interrupted, but I don't know what actually interrupts them. But I see I'm losing some health. I forgot to bring my salves. That's something I really need to work on, is I forget to bring salves a lot of places, and so I lose a ton of blood to that. Just keep salves on you at all times, you know? Like, have salves, do stuff. I accidentally pulled Leandra here. Leandra has like a weird funky range on the first time she sees you, I found. So like if you reset her, you're not gonna end up having that same range. She can like walk halfway like closer to her and she won't aggro from Narnia, but she does this time. I'm in, I'm just waiting for that shield to go off that I accidentally popped. Kill him off and then we go kill Leandra. Nice and simple. Looking for chests here as well, so when I come in and like all of these chests have scourge stone and glass on them, or in them. Not all of them, but they can have those in them. So they are very worth looting, especially like the ones down below are good too. It's pretty easy to do like a loop through. Oh yeah, I am gem dust. Gem dust is also pretty nice, even though like in most cases you could just grinder some stuff and you'll like have the infinite gem dust. But like you just grinder the crudes you get passively and you pretty much never have to worry about it. There's a couple different ways to deal with Leandra. For me, I pretty much just full run at her and then just counter whenever I need to. Sometimes I tank a couple autos. Her ulties like that, that's like her biggest hit, is that triple like smack. It can do a lot of damage if you get hit by that ulti. These guys, just walk around, watch for them, wait, and then swing. It's actually super free to just do that. There's a method where you can wolf form and then iframe around all of them. It's not worth it. Just stand still, watch for the purple, swing as soon as they like are in range, and you're never gonna have to worry about it. You can use counter too. You can just counter them, and then you can also dash to make them go towards your shade, whatever it's called, illusion. And then you also just don't have to worry about them. There's only 5 ever, and they're almost always all in range. Just be prepped for auto right afterwards, and you're pretty much good to go. That's just the Leandra fight. Axes or Reaper, really good here. Reaper goes hard if you have like an early Krieg, because it does give extra damage against undead, and it's also nice and fast attack speed for killing those little shitheads that try to come at you. Over, I have my horse here. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't need a wolf form. Let's go. So I go straight to Maja. See, I get a Spectral Wolf gem. Don't really care. I was debating not going Maja, which is why I was pathing the other way at first. But I'm like, you know what? It's fine. 41, it's playable. Maja's a little more difficult than Leandra as a fight. Just because of the DPS check and for her, like when she's healing. Axe isn't my favorite for this one. Reaper is by far. But again, I don't have Reaper yet. I haven't killed Krieg. I used to kill Krieg earlier in the runs, but it just, if you can make do without it and come back to Iron Man later, it'll save you a lot of headache for PvPing. So I'd recommend waiting. Again, until you have your Scourge Stone neck. You can go home, make your Scourge Stone Neck, and then come back here to Maja. It takes you from 41 to 50 if you do the same pathing where you don't have Grave Dust Ring. And it does make this fight significantly easier. So if you're worried about like this fight and you're not trying to do it at 41, just go home, make your neck, and then come back. Because you have the stuff from Monastery anyway. It takes like 2 seconds. This one is pretty much just ignore ads until, like, cleave ads when you can, but don't ever focus ads unless she heals at healing, which is right now. Yeah, I completely missed my axe Q and she heals. I'm like, okay, well, that sucks. Certainly not ideal. I was actually getting a little worried about this fight on this time around, because I'm like, man, I'm playing poorly. I'm already half health. Below half health. I'm like, man, I just queued, I just eat on the wrong thing, and she heals again. It's like, okay, this is going rough. This is a rough start to my Maja fight. I think this is one of my worst Maja fights that I've had in a while. Axie is very, very good for just in-capping and snaring all of the minions as they're trying to get to you. Like, okay, we need to kill this. We can't keep letting her heal. I missed my axe Q anyway, and then I still managed to get it, which is pretty lucky. I'd recommend using, like, if you have the, like, the brain and the, you know, you're used to it, switch to, like, spear Q. Just spear Q the little shit as it's healing. You can ulti her like I did there out of it, but it doesn't actually fully ulti her out of it. It just kind of like delays the cast. So she summons only 1 set of ads instead of 2. Which, I mean, it saves you from 4 ads, so it is worth doing. But then she won't do a voice line for the next one, so just be prepared if you see her just kind of standing on her own that she's going to do a little bit of damage. And summon some minions, if you do that dash. I actually hit my XQ on this one, and we do barely get the DPS in. Like I said, 41 is playable, but it's tight. Normally at this point I don't actually have a spear Q, which is why I'm not using it. It should be. I'm just not used to having it. I mostly just started making this stuff because I had a duo run recently where I just felt completely useless in PvP because I was running Reaper axes and I was just getting run down. So I decided to not deal with that anymore, and now I get weapons and I can actually fight back if needed. Now that said, if people stroll up on you and they're 20 score level above you, just try to get the fuck out, right? Get slashers and just get out. It's not worth trying to fight back. If you're progging and you're trying to go fast, it's not worth it. I end up making that mistake later in this run as well, where I try to fight back 'cause I'm feeling arrogant, and then another person rolls up on me twice, and then I get 2v1'd, 284s versus like level 60s, which, you know, whatever, like I'm in end-game zones, I deserve it. I get tilted, but yeah, we'll talk about that when we get there. But it is what it is. But the real answer is I should just try to be getting away as soon as I see people. The problem is, like, I have a hard time identifying like what the actual level of like people are, like just trying to see it. I don't know why, like if it's my monitor is just a little small or it's like the frames or whatever, but when people are running by on horses, I have no clue what the hell level people are. But at this point I should probably just assume everyone's 84 on the server, because yeah, it's probably a safe assumption with how long it's been up. Alright, so we've killed Maja, we've killed Leandra, so that means we have our Scourge Stone Necklace and we have the study done. Both of these things are huge for progression, because now I can use any Merc recipes that I have, as well as I can get my Scourge Stone Neck, which is from Blood Rose Ring, a massive upgrade. It's 9 levels. like I said, I lose probably at least 2 to 3 minutes to accidentally opening that door for literally no reason. Yeah, bam, level 50. Huge. Butter's ring, salute. Appreciate your time and help. Get the study down. I am 2 reinforced planks short, which is pain. Now at this point, I should go kill Vincent to be able to make it. I also need a prison anyway, but I can't actually remember if that's what I do or if I just run through Bastion. No, I just run through Bastion. Sebastian is one of the earliest spots where you can get reinforced planks from chests and from breakables. So it is worth just running through here. If you're not comfortable with the Octavian fight, I wouldn't try to kill him at 50, but I am pretty darn comfortable with the Octavian fight at this point. I've practiced it a lot at low levels to... I was trying to do Act 2 speedruns, and for some reason I thought Octavian was the end of Act 2, not Cyril. So I was practicing him at basically this exact gear score. Iron Weapon, Scourgestone Neck, and actually I think I was skipping Hollow Fang. I was going just Night Stalker. So it was like 40 something. I don't know exactly what that is. I think it might be like 4 to 6 levels underneath where I'm at now. Something like that. I don't know. It was significantly lower than I am now. So I practiced that fight for a long time, and so I feel very confident with here. If you have it and you've killed Krieg, Unholy Bear goes hard here, as well as Corrupted Skull from Nikolaus if you're having troubles. Just having more ads to spawn here, it helps so much. Also having Condemn on him when he's sub 30 is also is underratedly good, because that's when he starts doing his here's an old trick stuff. And that's when he is the most dangerous for sure. There are good ways to deal with that. If you have slashers, you can slasher Z it. Your ulti will completely nullify it, but that's only one time. And if you're at a super low level, you'll have to do it multiple times. So, depending how you choose to deal with them is up to you. But I kind of start this fight really low on blood. I didn't even pay attention at this point that I was low on blood. So I'm pretty sure things get a little sketchy near the end here. But that's fine. Pretty much just use dodge, use counters, do damage. Don't get hit like that. But shout out Blood Dash, a lot of sustain. Same with Blood Rage, it's also healing and shield. It's very good. The whole build that I have here is just set up around sustaining. Blood Right gives you a little leech, a little healing. It's nothing crazy, but it does matter. Blood Dash gives me 21 healing on an auto. It's cracked. Killing the ads here, very worth. At least for the first one. I don't think the second one's worth killing, but it's up to you. I counter there, but then it does the thing where you do 2 server actions at the same time, and it just picks one. So usually I lose my counter, my CD cooldown, and then I get hit anyway, which is a little annoying. So I kind of troll there a little bit, lose about half my health, but all the orbs are still up. I could have sworn he did an old trick there. I don't know why. But yeah, I waste my ult, which is annoying. But one blood right, just walk through if you have it, and then one dash through. Pretty much sorts you anyway. I see this ad is right next to it, so I'll just cleave kinda. If you don't know what cleave means, it just means hitting the boss and the ad at the same time. It's kind of like a MMO term. Old trick again. One blood right, you go in material for a bit. I have it set to 4% so I can iframe with it, which is actually really useful. And then I end up walking into a spinning guy anyway. But yeah, see, my blood is starting to get low now. It's getting a little scary. I'm like, okay, we really gotta full DPS this dude. We can't fuck around anymore. We're out of time. And there we go. Bang, Octavian done. So as long as you're about half health when the boss, like a V-Blood dies, you're gonna get a full heal. So that's where I try to keep myself. If I'm anything below like a quarter health, just reset in a PvP server. It's not worth like dying to, like trying to squeeze out the fight and then dying to like the last 10% and giving a free one to someone else, or even worse, they just come and kill you and then take your kill afterwards. So if you mess up, it's all good. Just reset it, the boss, heal up to full, go again. Like, it is absolutely not worth trying to squeeze out the last little bit. Like this little shit, he's gonna ring the bell at me. And in fact he does. I always try to get rid of rangers first in packs. I don't know if that's actually worthwhile, but then I can just deal with the stuff that's right here in melee and just do circles with them. Kind of my thought here when I'm handling this pack. I get Merc Iron Greatsword from just the random guy here, which is absolutely huge, because then I don't have to use Iron Sword. I very much like Greatsword, especially for PvP and PvE. It's just probably one of the most broken weapons in the game right now. I get another book. I'm kind of just rolling in books at this point. I need more planks. That's like the whole reason I came here in the first place. Shh, Mr. Worker, shh. Stop ringing your bell. Axe E or Sword Q would be good for clearing these things. Just breaking boxes, trying to get some more planks. See some on the ground there. It's very nice. Also, the nice part about Dominate Mount, you can just resummon your mount to wherever you're at, so you don't have to worry about like pre-positioning your mount in different spots. I get a just straight up better Blood Rage Jewel, just a 100% upgrade. I get a movement speed boost and a bigger shield, so that was a nice upgrade there. Can't remember where I go from here, if I go home or if I try to go kill something else. So I need to kill now on my hit list is Bane, Tristan, and Vincent. All three of those need to die for different purposes. Vincent for the prison and for making reinforced planks. Tristan for greatsword and for the blood essence recipe. And then Bane for slashers, and also human form, and also for pouches, but we don't end up using human form or pouches like the coin pouch in this run. It's debatable whether or not you should. Having the silver coins and then going to the thing to buy actual recipes can help make your T3 prog a lot easier if you don't already pull books, so it is good to have. But realistically, my lowest number that I say I'm comfortable going to Angora at is around 54. And then as long as I have Unholy Shield. Oh, I also need to kill Krieg and Meredith. So it's kind of this like next boss rush section is going to be all of that. As long as I have Unholy Barrier, I know I'm pretty much good when it comes to killing Angora at level 54. Anything below that really starts to get rough, so it's pretty much like you have a Merc weapon, a Merc Iron weapon, and I think it's maybe one piece of the Merc Holofang, but ideally you get like the upgraded necklace, that one it really helps, that's a ton of extra damage, and maybe some more Merc like a 2-piece is really nice to have because it gives you movement speed, and movement speed is like king on Angora. For this one I'm like, okay, Topaz and Glass, easy enough I think, hopefully. I just have that laying around, which I in fact do, so just get a big upgrade here. Scourge Stone Neck wasn't with us long and didn't need to stick around long, so it's 53. We still don't have a Merc Iron weapon, which we're going to do a Greatsword. We also have, we need to make some thick hide and some more iron ingots for our Merciless Holofang 2-piece. Again, I don't need it probably. I could probably skip it, but it is really nice to have, and it makes Angora just so much faster. So I go ahead and make that. I know I need more oil for thick-eyed. I think I go to Mosswick here, as well as hunting for things, and I think Mosswick is just a waste of time. If you have fish, just blood press them. You get so much more out of blood pressing than you do from like harvesting like at Mosswick. I'm pretty sure I have a shitload of fish here. Obviously, save your like fat gobies and your rainbow sages for like your prisoners. But anything, literally anything else, like just do it. Like obviously you're gonna miss out on a few potions in the late game, but you can always just go fish later in the late game when you're at that point. Or you can go buy them from different things. I find Tristan really fast, which was nice. I see it like got a bunch of ads around me. I'm like, alright, let's just clear these stupid things out. I see 47 rogue there. I'm a little depressed because I'm like, damn, that'd have been a nice upgrade, but what do you do? Tristan's probably one of my worst bosses still. I haven't killed him that many times. It's also daytime here and we have ads. It's kind of an annoying spot to fight him. But thankfully we're 53, he's 44. Like, I don't have to be cracked at the game to be able to kill him, you know? So, like, alright, get rid of the ads. I don't know why I picked up this filled water skin. Like, it's nice if I don't have a horse that's dominated, but I do, so I don't need it. I think this is actually one of my cleaner Tristan fights, which is saying something, considering how poorly it goes. I'm just getting hit constantly. Missing my Qs, etc, etc. A few nice counters, but I managed to keep my health up pretty much the whole time, I think, in this fight. Making a crossbow is probably worth it, if you have the materials and you have forge floors down as well. It is really good for a lot of PvE scenarios, and it's surprisingly an incredibly good PvP weapon as well. Tristan's really annoying if you're fighting him and you don't have a dominated horse, which most of the time you won't. Wherever you fight him, just drag him away from your horse so he doesn't burn your horse to death, because I've had that happen a few times. So just something to like be cognizant about when you're fighting him. Not sure why I tried to counter there. At this point I'm just like, alright, just kill him. Fuck it. Tristan pops, easy enough. Alright, so again, on our hit list we have Krieg, Vincent, Meredith. Meredith is kind of questionable whether or not I really need to kill her. You will need to kill her in any run where you want to go past 74 when you need gold, because you need at least the base holy res flask, or not flask, potion for Zerial, and she's the one who gives it. So I think I end up killing her in this run, just kind of to like imitate that. I don't end up actually using it though, as I don't actually end up making a potion at all in this run. If I remember correctly, I'm realizing I'm kind of down bad on iron now already. Yeah, like I see I have no iron ingots in my refined chest, which normally my vamp chest is where I keep all my ingots. I'm like, no, surely we have some ingots somewhere, right? Right? Answer is no, I don't have any ingots anywhere. It's pain. Okay, well, guess we're going to Iron Cave. So just make another trip out, it's no biggie. It doesn't take too long. I should have done a monastery run here. I'm almost certain I don't. You need a ton of scourge stones for tier 3 for your ghost crystals. and it is very worth to take the extra second to get like 12 additional Scourge Stones of doing a monastery around here. So, for some reason I thought this would be jumpable. It looked kind of jumpable to me. I don't know why. I was like, did someone break this kind of? But I think it's just a weird animation where it looks like there's a gap, but there's not actually one. It's nice also getting 1,000 stone every time I pop that thing. I am fairly annoyed by the fact that I come here and pretty much everything is either been hit or is dead. But I'm also 53 at this point, so now I don't mind just killing these guys, and they give a good chunk of iron too. And they'll also break the iron for you, so it actually is pretty quick. So like I said, just kind of like dance around these guys. Like I said, almost all of these iron things are just gone. I don't know if it was from me or if it was someone else. But I'm like, alright, whatever, we'll just kill these guys, I guess. They're level 50, so when you come here level 30, just be careful. They will fuck you up. I can't believe that one resets and it just kind of like constantly heals the entire time. It's just, no, I'm good. Like, are these bosses, like, technically? Like, are they coded that way? Like, what the hell's going on? I don't know. I was very confused. Take a lot of damage here. I'm just playing poorly. But we start healing up, so it is what it is. But yeah, so you get a ton of iron just from killing these things, so it's not too bad when you're level 50 plus. I have 8% rogue, so I just blood mend, even though it's a waste of blood to blood mend. It's like, what the hell's going on in this shit? Yeah, apparently D's and Kai were out killing people, which I don't know. I don't really see the problem with, but again, it's just your level, like on a server like this when there's no wipes, like what the hell else do you do other than just run around trying to find fights? Like I don't know. I don't get it. And then people get upset about it. At this point, I'm like, alright, it's time to go. I have overstayed my welcome. I have enough iron for now. Let's get the hell out of here. Like, god damn it, clay, get out of my inventory. Yeah, so as you noticed too, also this cave location is so good for my house. It's just very, very close. There's a few ones that are just like within a couple 100 meters of my house, which is primo. Cannot complain. This is weird to me. So that guy has palisade walls all around his house, which I think actually makes him a very, very easy raid target. Because I'm almost certain, I don't know this for a fact because I haven't actually been in a raid where there are palisade walls still in it. But if you break a palisade wall, I'm pretty sure it puts you into siege, which you can literally just do with 3 explosives. You don't even need a golem. And if you're in siege, or if you're breach, I think is what it's called. If you're in a breach, yeah, I see there's Vincent and Jade here. I'm pretty sure, like, well, I know for a fact, your walls take like 4 times the amount of damage, and they can be damaged by any source instead of just a golem, like from stone ones. So that's something you really want to prevent. So having palisade walls like that around you is, I think, trolling when it comes to defense. I think for about a half a second about killing Christina here, just because she's there. But then I'm like, I don't need wool thread, and that's all she gives me, so I'm just gonna kill the ringer and then try to reset her. Mossfolk is kind of a shit show. It has good oil from the breakables though, which is literally all I need because I need thick hide. But again, this is probably just not worth all of the time I spent running around in circles, right? I should have just gone and gotten the fish and gone from there. You know, D's and Kai kind of cringe. I end up chatting with them a little bit later, and they're like, "Oh my god, thank you for being logical or whatever." And I'm just like, man, I don't know, like, you guys are kind of being rats, but also I get it. Like, what the hell else is there to do in a server at the end of it after like a weekend? Like, you've made your base, you've done your raids on the first weekend or two, you have shards. Then what? Like, you're just sitting. So I don't know. And they were in Silverlight. It's not like they were running around in like Fairbane trying to kill people, right? So, I don't really see a problem with it. I was debating killing Jade here. I need the pistols recipe. Well, I don't need it, but I wanted it, and then I used the ulti for a couple bosses, and then she also gives I think it's the primal blood essence one for 8 GBs to blood essence. I knew Vincent was close. I completely missed my E. No, we just ended up killing Vincent here. Again, as soon as you kill Vincent and you have a prison in your house, you should be always having your what's it called? Dust collars on you. So at this point, if I hadn't found those dust collars early on, I would go kill Clive and make dust collars. The easiest way to get those Hell's Clarions that you need, the flowers, when you're killing Bear and you need your bear form, he always has enough in there, like in that cave, to just have those Hell Clarions passively. Because you're going to need to do that anyway, so you might as well just pick them up while you're at Bear. Got a nice little end cap there. Spear Q does a shitload of damage. Its autos outrange his autos, which is nice. I like Spear for a lot of things actually. I'm trying to use it more often actually, just because it is good. I don't know, I kind of try to E there. It trolls, it doesn't even like pull them, so it's like, yeah, whatever, it's 38 damage, 38 damage, 38 damage. 20 bucks, 20 bucks, you know what I mean? I should have autoed him there first to get my heal back from the dash, but again, I'm not too worried about it. I'm just trying to get damage down. See, like there, I got my auto off. Spear Q out, or X Q out. I don't think I actually needed to do that, but God, this boss is annoying. I hate freeze. It's probably one of my least favorite mechanics. It feels so so bad to just get frozen. Yeah, see, there we go. I did the auto that time and then the Q. It's an easy. I got Halfang leggings, which I don't think I had yet, so that's also pretty nice, because that is not a guaranteed drop from him. It is a guaranteed drop from Bane, to get an armor piece, as well as... Maybe Vincent is a guaranteed drop, I don't know. I think there's two different people, I can't remember who the other one is from Bane. Maybe it's Vincent, so I don't know, I'm not sure. I always just kind of like to check for Bane. Again, should have done a Dunley run, like a monastery run after that Iron Cave, whatever. Like, at any point in time here I should have done it, but I didn't, so. Oh well. Looking for blood here. See I'm low and I have 8%. Blood hunger is kind of useless for like actually searching for high level ones, because you just have the red thing around you. But it is kind of nice, like just throwing it on when you're running around. So you'll sometimes see stuff that you wouldn't otherwise, like this 86 Brute, right? Like, I wouldn't have seen this 86 Brute had I not had that on, so shout out Tristan for that. It's pretty nice. I'm always terrified of killing the target that I want to actually kill, or that I want to eat from. Especially when they're like a melee slow runner like this, and there's other tankier melee ones. I get 2 reinforced planks off that archer, which is kind of dope. Like, how the hell do I kill this thing without killing my other guy? Like, alright, spear. I don't hit it anyway. Nice, so you know what? Fuck it. We're just gonna drink. It's like worst case we take a singular hit. and then Bane shows up for me.
The shadows are your ally. Take you to pieces.
Definitely not my cleanest Bane fight ever. But
Look twice.
thankfully I'm 54 now, or well, 53 plus Brute Blood, so I don't really need it to be that clean. I should be using Axis here and killing more than one thing at a time. It's kind of a waste of time to do what I'm doing. Yeah, I realized that eventually and switch over to an actual AoE. Tips for Bane, if you have any kind of directional audio, you can kind of hear where he's talking from, and it actually tells you where he's at. It gives you an idea anyway. I'm almost certain he's not one of these assassins. So, and he wasn't, which was pretty nice. Again, Brute Blood's not like the best. Warrior Blood is by far the best in the game right now. But you know what? Fast attack speed, some healing, it feels pretty nice sometimes.
Shadows, obey me.
It's definitely not good for PvP, but for PvE, it's pretty good. I see I've killed someone's horse, and then I look over, I'm like, wait, who the hell is that? I didn't even notice he was actually filling some water here. I thought he was trying to like take my Bane or something, or fight me. Which I was prepared for, but I was like, you know what, I'll just kill off Bane, and if he grabs a free Bane or wants to fight me afterwards, that's fine. But he was just down by the river, filling up some shit. So I'm like watching around for him right now. I'm like, alright, where'd he go? I think he had just left, so whatever. Like, you don't want the Bane? But he already had it. So I get 2 more pieces there, but I think I already had leggings. So now I have gloves and leggings, so I at least have a 2-piece, which is big. 2-piece, like I said, gives movement speed. Is, I think, worth crafting. If you need oil, just blood press some fish. You need the bones anyway for silkworms, like almost immediately afterwards. So it's like, it's just a double efficiency thing. It's like, yeah, you're losing out fish that might help you later with like potion making and stuff, but using what you have now is way better than waiting for later for it. Like, it's just going to be more effective to get you to that late game faster. Mosswick, not worth. Again, yeah, look how close this cave is, like 100 meters from my house. Like, it's such a good location. The base is not like a defendable location, it's not good, but for Prague it is a booming location. I was very happy to find this spot. Funnily enough, I think you can actually make another house in this tiny strip. I'm not 100% sure of that, but that sounds like it would be awful. I'm not sure exactly how that works though. Let's get the iron, start that going. People are still arguing in global as they do. Yeah, so I actually have 3 pieces here, so I think I end up making just the chest and the legs. Because I only think a 2-piece is worth. If you can get 4-piece, it's actually really strong too, but I don't end up having 4-piece recipe, and making a 3rd piece just isn't worth it for those supplies for me. Because you need thick hide and iron for like your saddle, you need it for more weapons, for the iron ingots. If you want to get medium bags by killing Frostmaw dude over in the ice area, also you'll need that shit, so it's a limited resource that I would be careful with spending your thick hide on. I can't remember what it is that I'm like worried about here. Not sure what I'm doing. Another couple seconds, lost to the door. Oh, I need somewhere to put my silver, right? Sure, this is fine. Oh, I need to make a devourer. That's what I need to do. I've killed Lydia already, so there's no reason not to have a devourer at this point. Oh yeah, I see that I don't have any of my thick hide actually in there. toss that in, get that working. I don't know what I need. Is it copper I'm looking for? Maybe it's copper. Oh, yeah. I need copper for the Devourer. That's what it is. So, I know I've seen like, I mean, walking out here, every time at the cave, I've seen a bunch of copper here, so. Again, use mace for the, or use like the appropriate tool for the job. It really does help if you can be fucked to swap to mace and swap to axe for trees, stuff like that. Or greatsword. I don't know, people are really upset that people are just sitting in Silverlight, but it's the end game zone. Like, I'd rather them sit there than literally anywhere else. Don't gank me in the Cursed Forest, that's that's pain. I don't really want you to gank me in Farbane, I don't really want you to gank me in Dunley. Like, if it's gonna be anywhere, it's gotta be Gloomrod or it's gotta be Silverlight. Otherwise, it's like, well. And then if you're complaining about people ganking in those spots, then it's like, well, I mean, you're in a PvP server, man. Like, at some point you're gonna get ganked. It is what it is. It's just how it goes. Definitely upsetting at the time, but you just gotta be able to move past it. Like, okay, I want my saddle really badly, but I also want my 2-piece because I want to prog. I need 12 thick leather per, which is gonna take a second. Get my iron out. Get some copper for my Devourer. Wait, I have some copper in here. I remember to start my greatsword now. Yep, make that. I need to make slashers too. I don't know why I didn't there, but I think I do eventually. Either way, we're just kind of killing time now for thick leather and iron and stuff. Another couple seconds to the door. Yeah, this is where I'm like, okay, I need more oil. Screw this, I'm just gonna blood press my fish. Like it's, yeah, I should have done it ages ago. A, you get so much oil, B, you get fish bones, which you need for the silkworm, so it's like, it's just a no-brainer all around. Oh, door. Make my Merc Iron greatsword here, so it's sapphire, planks, and greatsword obviously. That guy, which is huge. That's my main PvE weapon, so I was very happy to see that book. Yeah, it's a really strong weapon when you go Blood Rage. The attack speed is just so good. I think to run Lightning Dash as well for the increased attack speed on top of that, but the healing from Blood Dash just feels way too good. Now, remember, you always want to be carrying a dust collar again. So now I have the I have the prison down. So I'm like, all right, we're gonna carry dust collars on us at all times. Spoiler alert, I accidentally compulsive sort my dust collar before the next time I go out, and I do in fact find some stuff that I really wish I had my dust collar on for. But it is what it is. Alright, good enough for to make my Devourer. So grab the planks out. Like, where the hell do I even put this thing? Like you could see, my house is getting kinda messy. Put those things away. It's just free materials that I have excess of. Also saves me like chest space. Want my slashers. Slashers are so good for PvP, for escaping, for, I mean, being aggressive. They're just so good for everything. I can't recommend them enough. The setup I have here is basically the weapons I would use every single time, minus sword. I go axe mace for all my gathering needs, greatsword for PvE and PvP. Greatsword Q is insane for PvP. It is predictable, but it's such a good gap closer. It does so much damage. It's very, very strong. Spear Q, also obviously very strong, but you need something to combo with it. So something like a Mace E for the end cap or a Slasher's E for the end cap into the Spear Q, very strong. Axe E, Sword E actually into the Spear Q, also very strong. True combo, can't be escaped. Like, you can't buffer an iframe or anything on the way down. If someone starts their spear Q like a couple frames before you hit the ground, like, you just can't go anywhere. You're just stuck. Yeah, very, very good. Reaper's really good in PvP for a Q, as in like for a knockback, because it puts a huge snare on someone. We get our saddle out, which is big. Also very worth getting done. It's +1 speed and acceleration. Like, it's just so strong. The Reaper Q, very, very strong. You can combo it with like having like a ranged weapon if you have a crossbow or pistol. Doing a Reaper Q and just either like 3 pistol shots or a crossbow hit. Like, it does so much damage for very, very little investment. A Q into an auto, like, it's strong. So I'm splitting out this stuff, just trying to get some more ingots, because I need some more for something. I don't even remember at this point what it is I need. Sure if I want another weapon. Maybe it's Reaper. Actually, I think it is Reaper. I think that is what I want. Reaper is the only other one that I like, and it's also very good for PvE for the E. The E is super strong, but I don't have Krieg dead yet, so I'm not sure actually. Oh, maybe it's just for the Merc Hall of Fang that I'm looking for the iron for right now. Yeah. That is what I want it for. My 2-piece. Yeah, so that puts us to 59, which is more than enough. Well, it's really 58 minus Brute Blood, right? But that is way more than enough to clear Angora and pretty much everything else. But that is where we're going to pause for now for part 2. This has been, God, almost 2 hours long session. As we are about to head into tier 3, and I want that to kind of just be all of its separate own video. So if you guys liked the video, give it a like, sub if you enjoy this content. Hopefully we'll make some more in the future. I'm enjoying just doing this kind of voiceover commentary afterwards, so leave a comment, let me know what you guys think, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye.